A monster winter storm is barreling toward the southeast, and it is about to unleash snowfall totals that many of you have not seen in over a decade. We are talking about a widespread 8 to 18-inch snowfall from Georgia through the Carolinas. And some areas could see over 2 feet. If you live anywhere from Atlanta to Boston, what happens in the next 72 hours will shut down your city. Here is the critical information. A powerful upper-level disturbance is diving into the southeast starting Friday. Behind it, Arctic air is locked in place with temperatures in the teens and 20s. Ahead of it, Gulf moisture is streaming northward. When these ingredients collide Friday night and Saturday, we get an explosive winter storm. And the models are in strong agreement. This is happening. Drop a comment with your city and state immediately. I am about to break down timing for over 70 locations across the southeast and east coast. You need this information. Comment now and I will give you a personalized forecast for your exact location. Let me hit you with the numbers right away. Columbia, South Carolina. Your snow begins Friday night at 10 p.m. Charlotte, North Carolina, 8 p.m. Friday. Raleigh, North Carolina, 5 p.m. Friday. Greensboro, North Carolina, 7 p.m. Friday. Atlanta, Georgia, midnight Friday into Saturday. Asheville, North Carolina, 4 p.m. Friday. This storm moves fast and hits hard. But before we dive into city-by-city forecasts, you need to understand why this setup is so dangerous. We have 3 critical factors. Factor 1, extreme cold. Arctic air is already in place. Temperatures Friday night and Saturday will be in the upper teens to low 20s across the entire southeast. This means every bit of moisture that falls is snow. No rain, no sleet, just pure snow. Factor 2, abundant moisture. A feed of Gulf moisture pushes northward Friday night. Precipitable water values, which measure atmospheric moisture, will be above average for late January. More moisture equals heavier snow. Factor 3, dynamic lift. Strong upper-level forcing creates intense lift in the atmosphere. This produces heavy snow bands with rates of 1 to 3 inches per hour. Put it all together and you have a recipe for a crippling winter storm. Now let me show you the 3 phases of this storm, because understanding the evolution helps you prepare. Phase 1 begins Friday afternoon and evening. Energy ejecting from the Rockies dives southeast. By Friday afternoon, snow breaks out across the Appalachian Mountains. Asheville sees snow by 4 p.m., Boone by 3 p.m., Gatlinburg by 5 p.m. This is light to moderate snow initially, but it is the precursor. By Friday evening, snow spreads into the Piedmont. Greensboro sees snow by 7 p.m., Winston-Salem by 7:30 p.m., Charlotte by 8 p.m., and temperatures are dropping. We are talking about mid-20s. Roads will freeze immediately. Phase 2 happens overnight, Friday into Saturday morning. This is when the storm intensifies dramatically. Heavy snow bands develop. Snowfall rates jump to 1 to 2 inches per hour. Raleigh gets pounded from midnight through Saturday morning. Columbia sees heavy snow from 2 a.m. through noon Saturday. Charlotte experiences near whiteout conditions from midnight through 8 a.m. Saturday. And here is the key. This phase produces the bulk of the accumulation. We are talking about 6 to 12 inches falling in just 6 to 8 hours. Phase 3 occurs Saturday and Saturday night. A coastal low-pressure system develops off the Carolinas. This throws additional moisture back inland. Eastern North Carolina gets hammered. Wilmington sees heavy snow Saturday afternoon and evening. Myrtle Beach gets buried Saturday afternoon into Saturday night with blizzard conditions. And as this coastal low intensifies and tracks northeast, it brings heavy snow to Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, and potentially the mid-Atlantic and southern New England on Sunday. But let me break this down city by city across over 70 locations because you need specifics. Alabama. Northern Alabama gets clipped. Huntsville, 2 to 5 inches possible Saturday morning. Snow begins around 4 a.m. Birmingham, 1 to 3 inches. Snow begins Saturday morning around 6 a.m. Tuscaloosa, traced to 2 inches. Georgia. This is where impacts begin to ramp up. Atlanta, 3 to 6 inches. Snow begins Friday night at midnight. Light snow initially. By 4 a.m. Saturday, moderate snow. Peak intensity Saturday morning from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. By 2 p.m. Saturday, snow tapers. Total accumulation 3 to 6 inches, with northern suburbs possibly seeing 8 inches. This is a significant event for Atlanta. Roads will be impassable Saturday morning. Athens 4 to 7 inches. Snow starts Friday night at 11 p.m. Heavy snow Saturday morning. Gainesville 5 to 9 inches. Snow begins Friday night at 10 p.m. Peak intensity Saturday morning. This is North Georgia, so expect higher totals. Rome 6 to 10 inches. Dalton 7 to 12 inches near the Tennessee border. Macon 2 to 5 inches. Snow begins Saturday morning around 3 a.m. Columbus 1 to 3 inches. Southern edge of the storm. Augusta 3 to 6 inches on the South Carolina border. Snow starts Saturday morning around 1 a.m. Savannah 1 to 3 inches. You are on the extreme southern edge. Snow begins Saturday morning around 6 a.m. South Carolina. This is the bullseye. Columbia 8 to 14 inches. Here is your hour-by-hour breakdown. Friday night 10 p.m. First flakes arrive. Midnight, snow becomes steady. 2 a.m. Saturday, snow becomes moderate. 4 a.m. Saturday, heavy snow develops. 6 a.m. to noon Saturday, very heavy snow with rates of 1 to 2 inches per hour. 2 p.m. Saturday, snow begins to lighten. 4 p.m. Saturday, snow tapers to flurries. 6 p.m. Saturday, snow ends. This is a top 5 snowstorm for Columbia. Everything shuts down. Greenville, 6 to 10 inches. Snow starts Friday night at 9 p.m. Heavy snow Saturday morning. Spartanburg, 8 to 12 inches. Snow begins Friday night at 8:30 p.m. Peak intensity Saturday morning with near whiteout conditions. Rock Hill, 10 to 14 inches. You are in the heart of the heaviest snow. Snow starts Friday night at 9 p.m. Charleston, 3 to 6 inches. You are on the warm edge. Snow begins Saturday morning, around 4 a.m. Temperatures near 30 degrees mean wet snow is possible. Myrtle Beach, 10 to 14 inches with blizzard conditions Saturday night. Snow starts Saturday morning at 6 a.m. By Saturday afternoon, heavy snow with strong winds develops. By Saturday evening, blizzard conditions with winds gusting to 55 miles per hour and visibility near zero. Florence, 8 to 12 inches. Snow begins Saturday morning at midnight. Hilton Head, 2 to 4 inches, southern edge. Sumter, 6 to 10 inches. Aiken, 4 to 7 inches. Anderson, 6 to 10 inches, North Carolina. This is ground zero for the heaviest snow. Raleigh, 14 to 20 inches. This is a historic snowfall. Here is the timeline. Friday afternoon, 5 p.m., snow begins. Light snow initially. 8 p.m. Friday, snow becomes moderate. Midnight Friday, heavy snow develops. Saturday 3 a.m. to noon, very heavy snow with consistent rates of 1 to 2 inches per hour. Some hours could see 2 to 3 inches. Saturday 3 p.m., snow intensity decreases. 6 p.m. Saturday, snow tapers to light. 9 p.m. Saturday, snow ends. Total accumulation 14 to 20 inches. This ranks in the top 5 snowstorms in Raleigh history. Charlotte, 10 to 16 inches. Snow begins Friday evening at 8 p.m. Steady snow Friday night. Heavy snow develops midnight to Saturday morning. Peak intensity Saturday morning from 6 a.m. to 1 p.m. with near whiteout conditions. Roads are impassable. Interstates 77 and 85 shut down. Total accumulation 10 to 16 inches. Greensboro, 12 to 16 inches. Snow starts Friday evening at 7 p.m. Heavy snow overnight into Saturday morning. Winston-Salem, 10 to 14 inches. Snow begins Friday evening at 7:30 p.m. Durham, 14 to 18 inches, same timeline as Raleigh. Chapel Hill, 12 to 16 inches. Cary, 14 to 20 inches. Wake Forest, 14 to 20 inches. Asheville, 10 to 14 inches in the mountains. Snow begins Friday afternoon at 4 p.m. Very cold with temperatures around 18 degrees. Perfect powder. Boone, 12 to 18 inches. Snow starts Friday afternoon at 3 p.m. This is ski country. Incredible conditions if you can get there. Wilmington, 8 to 12 inches. Snow begins Saturday morning at 8 a.m. Heaviest snow Saturday afternoon into evening. Fayetteville, 6 to 10 inches. Snow starts Saturday morning at 2 a.m. Hickory, 10 to 14 inches. Gastonia, 10 to 14 inches. Concord, 12 to 16 inches. Burlington, 12 to 16 inches. High Point, 10 to 14 inches. Kannapolis, 10 to 14 inches. Greenville, 8 to 12 inches in eastern North Carolina. New Bern, 6 to 10 inches. Jacksonville, 4 to 8 inches near the coast. The Outer Banks deserve special attention. Nags Head, Kitty Hawk, Hatteras, you are looking at 12 to 18 inches with blizzard conditions Saturday night into Sunday. Winds will gust to 65 miles per hour. This is near hurricane force wind combined with heavy snow. Visibility drops to 0. Roads are completely impassable. Power outages are guaranteed. This will be extremely dangerous. Virginia, Richmond, 6 to 10 inches. Snow begins Saturday morning at 8 a.m. Moderate snow Saturday morning. Heavy snow Saturday afternoon. Peak intensity Saturday afternoon from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Norfolk, 4 to 8 inches. Snow starts Saturday morning around 10 a.m. Virginia Beach, 4 to 8 inches. Coastal area, so totals depend on the track of the coastal low. Roanoke, 8 to 12 inches. Snow begins Saturday morning around 6 a.m. Lynchburg, 6 to 10 inches. Charlottesville, 4 to 8 inches. Blacksburg, 8 to 12 inches in the mountains. Danville, 8 to 12 inches on the North Carolina border. Snow starts Saturday morning around 4 a.m. Fredericksburg, 6 to 10 inches. Hampton, 4 to 8 inches. Newport News, 4 to 8 inches. West Virginia. Southern West Virginia gets significant snow. Charleston, 6 to 10 inches. Snow begins Saturday morning around 4 a.m. Huntington, 6 to 10 inches. Beckley, 8 to 12 inches in higher elevation. Morgantown, 4 to 8 inches. Tennessee. Knoxville, 4 to 8 inches. Snow begins Friday night at 10 p.m. Chattanooga, 3 to 6 inches. Snow starts Saturday morning around midnight. Nashville, 1 to 3 inches. Snow begins Saturday morning around 2 a.m. Memphis, trace to 1 inch. Western Tennessee mostly misses the storm. Johnson City, 6 to 10 inches. Kingsport, 6 to 10 inches. Gatlinburg, 10 to 15 inches. The Smoky Mountains get significant powder. Clarksville, 1 to 3 inches. Murfreesboro, 2 to 4 inches. Kentucky. Southern Kentucky sees some impact. Lexington, 4 to 8 inches. Snow begins Saturday morning around 2 a.m. Louisville, 2 to 5 inches. Bowling Green, 3 to 6 inches. Paducah, 1 to 3 inches in far western Kentucky. Now, before I continue to Maryland and points north, comment with your location. I am personally responding to every comment with your specific forecast. Do it now. Maryland. Baltimore, 4 to 8 inches Sunday. Snow arrives Sunday morning around 6 a.m. Moderate snow Sunday afternoon. This timing assumes the coastal low develops and tracks close. Annapolis, 4 to 8 inches. Ocean City, 6 to 10 inches on the coast. Frederick, 4 to 8 inches. Rockville, 4 to 8 inches. Gaithersburg, 4 to 8 inches. Delaware. Wilmington, 4 to 8 inches Sunday. Snow begins Sunday morning around 7 a.m. Dover, 6 to 10 inches. Rehoboth Beach, 6 to 10 inches on the coast. Newark, 4 to 8 inches. Washington, D.C., 4 to 8 inches possible Sunday. Snow begins Sunday morning around 7 a.m. Moderate snow Sunday afternoon. Peak intensity Sunday afternoon. Roads will be slippery. Federal government may close Monday. Pennsylvania. Philadelphia, 4 to 8 inches Sunday. Snow arrives Sunday morning around 8 a.m. Allentown, 4 to 8 inches. Reading, 4 to 8 inches. Pittsburgh, 2 to 5 inches. Harrisburg, 4 to 8 inches. New Jersey. Southern New Jersey in the impact zone. Atlantic City, 8 to 12 inches Sunday. Snow begins Sunday morning around 8 a.m. Heavy snow Sunday afternoon. Cape May, 8 to 12 inches. Trenton, 6 to 10 inches. Newark, 4 to 8 inches. Patterson, 4 to 8 inches. New York. New York City, 4 to 10 inches Sunday. Wide range because the track is uncertain. If the coastal low develops strong and hugs the coast, you could see 10 inches. If it stays offshore, maybe 4 inches. Snow begins Sunday morning around 9 a.m. Long Island, eastern sections could see 8 to 12 inches. The Hamptons, 10 to 14 inches. Montauk, 10 to 14 inches. Albany, 2 to 5 inches. Buffalo, 1 to 3 inches. Syracuse, 2 to 5 inches. Connecticut, coastal Connecticut in the crosshairs. Bridgeport, 6 to 10 inches Sunday. New Haven, 6 to 10 inches. Hartford, 4 to 8 inches. Stamford, 6 to 10 inches. Rhode Island, Providence, 6 to 10 inches Sunday. Snow begins Sunday morning around 10 a.m. Block Island, 10 to 14 inches with strong winds. Newport, 8 to 12 inches. Warwick, 6 to 10 inches. Massachusetts. Boston, 6 to 12 inches Sunday into Sunday night. Snow begins Sunday afternoon around noon. Moderate to heavy snow Sunday afternoon and evening. Worcester, 4 to 8 inches. Springfield, 4 to 8 inches. Cape Cod gets hammered. Hyannis, 10 to 14 inches. Provincetown, 12 to 16 inches. Martha's Vineyard, 10 to 16 inches. Nantucket, 12 to 18 inches with winds gusting to 70 miles per hour. Blizzard conditions. Sunday night. Now, let me talk about the cold because this is equally dangerous. Temperatures during the storm will be brutal. Friday night, Atlanta drops to 22 degrees. Columbia, 19 degrees. Charlotte, 18 degrees. Raleigh, 17 degrees. These are the temperatures while heavy snow is falling. Saturday morning, temperatures barely rise. Atlanta hits 25 degrees. Columbia, 21 degrees. Charlotte, 20 degrees. Raleigh, 19 degrees. And Saturday night after the storm, temperatures crash. Sunday morning lows will be historic. Atlanta, 12 degrees. Columbia, 8 degrees. Charlotte, 5 degrees. Raleigh, 6 degrees. Greensboro, 4 degrees. Asheville, 2 degrees. These are dangerous, potentially record-breaking cold temperatures. Wind chill values will be life-threatening. Sunday morning, Charlotte wind chill -5. Raleigh wind chill -8. Greensboro wind chill -10. Richmond wind chill -6. If you lose power, this cold can kill. You cannot stay in your home without heat when it is this cold. You must have a backup plan. Power outages are almost guaranteed. The Southeast power grid is not designed for heavy snow and ice. Trees will come down, power lines will snap. Some areas could be without power for 3 to 5 days. And with temperatures in the single digits, this is an emergency. You must prepare now. Here is your critical preparation checklist. Do these things Thursday and Friday. Number 1. Charge all devices to 100%. Phones, tablets, laptops, power banks, everything. Number 2. Fill your vehicle with gas Thursday or Friday morning. By Friday afternoon, lines will be hours long. Stations will run out. Number 3. Withdraw cash. $200 to $500. ATMs will not work without power. Number 4. Prescription medications. Fill everything you need for the next 2 weeks. Number 5. Food and water for 4 days minimum. Assume you cannot leave your home from Friday night through Monday. Number 6. Batteries and flashlights. Test them now. Number 7. First aid kit. Make sure it is stocked. Number 8. Blankets and warm clothing. Know where your warmest gear is. Number 9. Firewood if you have a fireplace. Stock up Thursday. Number 10. Backup heat source. But be extremely careful with carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide kills people every single winter storm. Listen carefully. Generators go outside, at least 20 feet from your house. Never in your garage. Never in your basement. Never inside. Propane heaters need ventilation. Crack a window if you use one indoors. Never run your car in a closed garage to warm up. The exhaust will kill you. Carbon monoxide is invisible, odorless, deadly. Every winter storm, people die from this. Do not be a statistic. Share this information. It saves lives. Travel will be impossible Saturday and Saturday night. Interstate 85 from Atlanta through Charlotte to Greensboro will be closed. Interstate 77 through the Carolinas will be shut down. Interstate 40 across North Carolina will be impassable. Interstate 74, closed. Interstate 26, closed. Interstate 95 from South Carolina through Virginia will have major closures. Do not attempt to drive Saturday. You will get stuck. You could die. Airports will shut down. Charlotte Douglas International Airport will close Friday night and remain closed through Sunday morning. Raleigh-Durham International Airport will close Saturday. Greensboro-Piedmont Triad Airport will close Saturday. Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport will have massive delays and cancellations. If you must fly, do it Thursday. Friday is already too late for some flights. Schools will be closed Monday and possibly Tuesday. North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Virginia, Tennessee, expect closures. Many businesses will be closed Monday. Government offices will be closed. Plan accordingly. Now let me explain the model guidance. The European model has been very consistent over the last 48 hours. It shows 8 to 12 inches for the Carolinas with the heaviest snow from Charlotte through Raleigh. It develops a coastal low, but keeps it moderate strength. The American GFS model is more aggressive. It shows a powerful coastal low that bombs out to 970 millibars. This scenario brings 14 to 24 inches to North Carolina and heavy snow north to the mid-Atlantic. The Canadian model is more conservative. It keeps heavy snow south of Virginia with 8 to 14 inches for the Carolinas. My forecast splits the difference. I believe we see widespread 8 to 16 inches across central North Carolina and northern South Carolina. The I-85 corridor gets significant snow. Coastal areas see 8 to 12 inches with blizzard conditions. The coastal low brings additional snow north on Sunday. Here is what I am watching over the next 48 hours. Number 1. The exact position of the upper-level energy Friday afternoon. This determines where the surface low develops. Number 2. The intensity of the coastal low Saturday night. Does it bomb out or stay moderate? Number 3. Snow band placement. Mesoscale bands of 2 to 3 inch per hour snow will set up. Where they form determines who gets the highest totals. Number 4. Wind speeds. Are we looking at blizzard criteria along the coast? Number 5. Northern extent of the snow. How far north does the heavy snow reach on Sunday? These 5 factors will be refined as we get closer. I will be providing updates continuously. Thursday evening, Friday morning, Friday evening, Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon. I will be live during the storm. I will be in the comments answering questions. So subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment with your location right now. Let me talk about something important. If you are excited about this snow, that is natural. Snow is beautiful. Snow days are fun. Sledding, snowmen, hot chocolate, all of that is great. But this storm is also dangerous. You can be excited and also be prepared. The two work together. Enjoy the snow safely. Do not drive. Stay warm. Help your neighbors. That is how you handle a winter storm. Communities come together during snowstorms. Neighbors shoveling out elderly folks. People sharing generators. Checking on each other. This is humanity at its best. Essential workers deserve recognition. Snowplow drivers who work 36-hour shifts. Power line crews who restore electricity in blizzard conditions. Police, fire, paramedics who respond no matter the weather. Hospital staff who sleep at work. Grocery and pharmacy workers who show up. You are heroes. Thank you. Everyone else, stay home Saturday and Saturday night. Stay off the roads completely. Let the plows work. Do not call 911 unless it is a life-threatening emergency. The system gets overwhelmed. Save emergency services for true emergencies. Power outages? Call your utility company. Road conditions? Check online. Non-emergency issues can wait. This storm will be historic for the Southeast. In 5 years, people will say, "Remember that January 2026 snowstorm?" We will compare snow totals. Share photos. So document it safely from inside your warm house. I am tracking every aspect of this storm, hour by hour, model run by model run, and I am here to give you the information you need to stay safe. Drop that comment with your location right now. This is the storm of the season for the Southeast, possibly the storm of the decade. Take it seriously. Prepare today and tomorrow, and we will all get through this together. Stay safe.